There is a very specific moment when a man realizes he loves you. It's not when he says it. It's not when he plans a future. It's not even when he holds you. It's when he feels something and he has no system to process it. That moment is silent. It is a tectonic shift inside a continent of calm, and once it happens, the geography of his entire inner world is permanently altered. Love never starts the way we assume it does. We assume love for a man starts with attraction, with pursuit, with possession, but real love, it starts in surrender. It begins when your absence becomes a tangible space in his world. Your voice becomes a sound he unconsciously listens for in a crowd. Your particular way of being, your cadence, your quiet, your energy becomes a place his mind returns to unbidden. He doesn't mark a date on a calendar. He doesn't have a meeting with himself to assess the pros and cons. It happens when the armor he didn't even know he was wearing begins to feel heavy, and the thought of taking it off around you doesn't seem like a risk, but a relief. And the moment he glimpses that relief, it terrifies him. The first sign, he becomes uncharacteristically still. When a man feels nothing but casual affection, he is in motion. He plans, he jokes, he teases, he acts. He is a river, flowing easily, but when love begins, the current slows. He stops filling every silence. He watches you more not in a predatory way, but in a studying way, as if you are a beautiful, complex equation he feels compelled to understand. He becomes deliberate, not because he is bored, but because now the weight of your presence demands his full attention. He becomes still not because he is disengaged, but because engagement, real engagement for him, is a profound and quiet act of focus. And when he catches himself in this new, focused stillness, that is the first tremor. The exact moment he realizes he loves you, this is the moment. You are doing something utterly ordinary, reading a book, frowning at your phone, tying your hair up. You are simply existing, unperformed, in your natural state. And he is struck by a wave of such fierce, protective tenderness that it physically arrests him. His breath catches, just slightly. A quiet, echoes in the vault of his mind. A sense of absolute rightness settles in his chest, followed immediately by a spike of sheer panic. That moment doesn't come with triumph. It comes with vertigo, responsibility, and a profound, humbling silence. He doesn't proclaim it. He doesn't reach for you. He feels the axis of his life tilt irrevocably toward you. And he knows, with a certainty that is both beautiful and brutal, that nothing will ever be the same. That is the moment he realizes he loves you. He begins to measure risk in a new currency before love. His risks are external. Business ventures. Physical challenges. Games of chance after love. Risk becomes internal, and its currency is you. He weighs his words not for impact, but for your safety. He considers his actions not for their effect on his world, but on yours. A casual joke that might land wrong is pre-vetted. A story from his past that might cause you worry is carefully edited. Not because he is being dishonest, but because now your emotional ecosystem is a territory he feels responsible for protecting. And once he notices this new, instinctive calculus running in the background of his mind, he understands the software of his soul has been rewritten. His priorities reorder themselves without his permission. He acts from a different center of gravity. His time allocates itself differently. Moments with you are no longer scheduled, they are prioritized. His focus divides differently. Your minor headache is more pressing than his major work problem. His patience expands in directions he didn't know it could. He might seem more distracted to the outside world, not because he cares less about it, but because a significant part of his cognitive load is now dedicated to a silent, constant background process. Love doesn't make men forget their duties. It makes them reconfigure their entire hierarchy of duty. And the moment he willingly lets something he once valued slide because your well-being is more important, he is confronted with the terrifying depth of his new reality. He feels a new kind of fear for you. This is the sign that dismantles him. It's not jealousy, it's deeper. It's a cold, hollow dread at the mere thought of you in pain, you lost, you hurt. It wakes him up at 3 a.m. for no reason other than a vague, primal need to know you are safe. He doesn't become possessive. He becomes vigilant. He notices the weather if you're driving in it. He remembers the name of that coworker who bothered you. He develops a quiet, encyclopedic knowledge of your subtle moods, the tightness in your shoulder that means stress, the specific quiet that means sadness. This fear is not controlling. It is caring crystallized into a constant, low-grade hum of awareness. And when he realizes that his peace is now inextricably linked to your safety and happiness, that is when the word love drops into his mind, not as a sentiment but as a fact. His body becomes a truth teller he cannot silence. The mind debates. The heart equivocates. The body never lies. His posture opens toward you in a room, even if he's talking to someone else. His eyes find you not with hunger, but with a quiet, settling glance of visual touchstone. In your presence, the permanent, low-level tension of modern manhood in his jaw, his hands, his shoulders softens into a state approaching peace. He may not articulate a thing, but his physiology aligns with you long before his vocabulary catches up. He doesn't choose to love you. His nervous system claims you as its home first. He may pull away precisely because he's falling after the realization dawns. He might create distance. He might become more reserved, more focused on work, more busy, because now the stakes are terrifying. He starts thinking in cold, hard equations. Can I actually be what she needs? What happens if I fail? Is this fragile, beautiful thing inside me strong enough to build a world upon? So he tests the walls. He checks the foundations, his own and yours. Not because he is unsure of you, but because he is conducting a solemn audit of his own capacity to hold something so precious. This retreat is not rejection. It is the deepest form of respect. He knows the respect that demands he be certain before he steps forward. The solitary negotiation he undergoes, a silent war, is waged inside him. His independence, a core tenet of his identity, argues with his new, overwhelming need for interconnection. His problem-solving brain, wired to fix things, grapples with the fact that your emotions are not a problem to be solved, but a landscape to be witnessed. His desire to provide clashes with the humble understanding that what you need most from him is not provision, but presence. This is the most vulnerable territory he will ever navigate, because to love you fully means to dismantle, piece by piece, the fortress he spent a lifetime building, and to call the open field that remains strength. He starts to see your reflection in his future automatically. He doesn't just miss you when you're gone. He references you when you're gone. He sees a sunset and thinks, she'd love the color of that. He hears a song and his first thought is to save it for you. He encounters a problem and his internal monologue shifts from, how do I fix this? To, how would we handle this? This is the true, silent signature of love. Not daydreaming of a wedding, but the involuntary, seamless integration of your perspective into the very lens through which he views the world. He hates and loves this. It feels like weakness and strength simultaneously, but he cannot stop the integration, even if a part of him wants to. When he finally accepts it, the final surrender comes not with a grand gesture, but with a quiet, internal sentence. It usually appears in a mundane moment doing dishes, driving, lying in the dark. The sentence is simple. It's you. That's all. No flourish, no poetry, just a definitive internal pronouncement. That statement changes everything. Because a man does not orient his entire being around a maybe, he orients around a yes. The moment he accepts he loves you is not celebrated. It is absorbed, solemn, a quiet pact made with himself in the privacy of his own soul. The truth you need to understand, he may not write you poems. He may struggle to say the words on demand. His actions may, at times, seem at odds with the enormity of what he feels. But the moment he realizes he loves you, he begins building a world with you at the center. A world of silent considerations, of invisible protections, of future planning, so ingrained it becomes instinct. He won't announce the construction. He'll just lay the bricks every day with a quiet, determined consistency. He may not always express it in the language you speak, but he feels. In a frequency so deep, it moves the plates of his being. If you have ever been loved like this silently, deeply, steadfastly, then you have felt the most profound security a human soul can offer. It is not the love of fireworks, it is the love of bedrock, and it is forever.